Alright. Wasn't sure what this game was going to be about. I don't even remember putting this on the list. But here we are. I don't know what I'm looking at. I thought it was going to be like Puzzle Bobble or whatever, but oh well. Alright, press A button. Yeah. Really don't like how A and B is inverted, but whatever. Neo Geo controls, I guess. If that means anything. What is this? Character card? Rankings? This is a US version. I don't know why I don't have a Japanese one. Maybe it's a different name. But I like to think I have the whole Neo Geo Pocket library. Who knows? There's way too many games for me to actually, you know, go into it and look at everything. What is this? Clear? Normal? Average? Well, I like the sprite work. Really nice, really cute, clean. What is this? There's a timer. What? I gotta connect all these? Is that what this is? Ring at a time. Okay, this is interesting. So I gotta connect all this stuff, and I guess I have unlimited. Okay, I can connect this too. Oh. Very interesting game. 1 of 2, okay. He doesn't do anything, surprisingly. I gotta get the hang of this. That doesn't connect to anything? Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, I can break it apart. Works. A little quiet here. Got a character card. Skip right on past that, okay. There's not much to say, it's a very interesting puzzle game. It's very unique. Sure. But there's not much else for me to talk about, to be honest. I wanted to get the yellow one. I keep forgetting it's exactly what you're hitting, not the adjacent blocks. You gotta do it like that. I see. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty quiet stream, pretty chill stream. Unless anybody shows up, I ain't got much else to say. It was pretty long, huh? It's only 1 of 4. There's like, what, 10, 12 levels overall? I'd be here for a while. See how far I can get before I don't know, get bored, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what I was going for there, but it's something. Going so fast. Hold on. This can get very complicated, not gonna lie. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Yep, kinda like this. Ooh, it's over. Shit, I wanted to connect the other ones. Hold on. Why can't I just do that? It's over. I think I might have left that going for too long. Okay. Really, really nice sprite work. Really clean and cute. Okay, 1 of 5. I don't know if that's world or what. Level 1, stage 5, maybe. I don't know what the max amount of, like, links you can make is. They really specify. We're about to find out. Wasn't that much. I'm gonna think this through. Well, not what I wanted. What the timer is for it. Like, I think it's like faster it drops. It seems like... Oh shit. Nope. Getting a little difficult now. Don't know what to do. Gotta get rid of this somehow. I think I messed up just by doing that. I wanted to get that C. There we go. Got it. Okay, automatically just go on right to the next one. That's cool. Still don't know how it works. Maybe the link's gonna be non-adjacent, I guess, for it to register. So these two aren't gonna work, but this one is, because it's not adjacent, I guess. Makes sense. It's a little bit more complicated than, I don't know, something like Tetris or Puzzle Bobble. Thankfully it's not Puyo Puyo, at least. Okay, pretty simple. Giving me same of everything. Okay. There we go. Very cutesy hand-drawn characters, I guess. This is one of those games you probably would not expect to just have an English release, an American release. Okay, that didn't work somehow. Completely invalidated my entire existence, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't get it. I'm just connecting colors. I would say it might just have to be like a match 3, but sometimes it doesn't really matter. It takes 2. Oh shit. Oh. Hello there. Very low energy stream. But I always put the systems, consoles, whatever on the description. It's also, oh my god. It's also on the also on the screen. I also don't want to, you know, lose right now, but yeah, it's on the screen. It's on the description. It's the Neo Geo Pocket color. I haven't played much on this console or handheld because there's not that many games. It was one of those like the Wonder Swan that kind of just died. Couldn't compete with Nintendo. Almost. This is around the time of the Game Boy Color, beginnings of the Game Boy Advance. I think the Wonder Swan had more competition on that. That's why this console is like an in-between. Oh my god. It's over. Stop. There we go. It's not good enough. And yeah, if you look at the previous games we've played, this is a very in-between a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance. Now, it's not all the way there. I think the GBA is like, what, 32 bits or something like that. It's fine. Not that distracting. If anything, it's better than sitting here in silence, you know? On my own. But yeah, there's not that many games, and if there are more, I don't have them. Sadly. I would hope I do. I don't know what I'm doing. Specifically because I'm pretty sure I have the whole library. But this is only the English release, so I'm assuming it either only came out in the US, or unlikely, or the Japanese game has a different name that it goes by. Or it could just be the case that I sometimes delete, like, if it's gonna be the same exact game, I'll just delete one region or the other. There's no point in having the same exact game with no differences, regional-wise. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, I just do it for cataloging purposes. There's no reason to have, you know, 1,000 games if they're all gonna be, like, duplicates of the same region, or different region. If it's something like Sonic, where the music changes, like Sonic CD, where the region changes music and it's a whole different experience, that's a different thing. But enough about technicalities. Kinda just decided on this list at random. When I saw you playing Bubble Bobble, or Puzzle Bobble, I was like, oh shit, this looks pretty similar. I didn't realize I had this saved on the list. So, here we are. I didn't want to play something heavier, so to speak. And as a puzzle game, this is pretty relaxing as is. I like it so far. Gotta get inspirations from somewhere. Looks pretty bad. There we go. Anyway, Neo Geo was pretty established. They had the Neo Geo MVS, or AES. One of them is the arcade, one of them is the home console. But it was exactly the same exact hardware anyway. Matter. Point being... Oh god, let's see. Oh, there we go. Point being, they went into a handheld market. I've already played like 3-4 games for this already. And it's pretty good. It's one of those Sega things where the only reason it failed is simply support and, you know, Nintendo having the monopoly, basically. You know, the established name, brands, the port, third-party support, second-party support. and just name recognition overall. So it failed. It actually started out as a... oh god. As a Neo Geo Pocket, no color. But you see Nintendo did release the Game Boy Color, which didn't last long either. It was more of a stopgap between the Game Boy and the GBA. I'm trying. Yeah, the Game Gear was more of a original Game Boy competitor. You can see where that went. For that era, though, Game Gear and the Lynx, the Atari Lynx, kind of just failed because of, I guess, hardware was not as good as the Game Boy, or Game Boy original. And even then, it was missing all the third-party games that made the Game Boy original. I keep wanting to say Game Boy Color. I guess maybe you can go all the way back to blame it on Nintendo and the NES era, the Famicom. Because they did lock down a lot of their developers. A lot of the third-party, second-party software or games just kind of, you know, it was either publish with us or don't publish at all kind of, which is very Monopoly-like. You know, go figure. But yeah, there was a lot of workarounds too. Especially when it came to like Nintendo's seal of quality and whatnot. One of those things where there was a reason why the Famicom, all the way up to, I want to say GameCube, was pretty much just a bunch of quality games overall. Obviously, it wasn't all bangers. But... oh man. But it wasn't until the DS, or maybe, yeah, it wasn't until the DS where quality just started to take a hit, because Nintendo wasn't, they weren't, what's the word I'm looking for? Quality, they weren't looking for quality in every single game. By that point, that's over. If I can do this, there we go. Because that's when the DS was kind of more of a... they wanted it to be more than just a game console. That's why I have so much shovelware and so much like interactive books and media. The biggest example everybody knows about is the McDonald's training video game. Not what I wanted. Well, now it doesn't. I can agree with that. I think at this point all they have going for them is name recognition. That's the only thing that's keeping all their first-party IPs afloat. To reach that point, I think it's time to hang it up and do something else. Maybe not that badly, but try to do something different, something new. Instead of, you know, price gouging. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is real bad. It's over. Honestly, Switch 2 is getting third-party games now, because it's not the weakest console anymore. But I mean, it's on par with a PlayStation 4, probably. It's not up there with the PS5, which isn't even all that either, but It's not like the Wii era and below, where they were kind of ahead or on par with everybody else as far as like hardware goes. Maybe not all the way, but they were still capable of keeping up with technology. To be fair, Nintendo prospered when it came to making nothing but gimmicks every generation. Starting with the probably DS era, up, with the Wii and stuff like that. Which is the same thing Sega kind of got killed over, basically. Gimmicks. That's why I keep saying Sega was ahead of the curve. Whether people want to admit it or not. I mean, the Sega Nomad was basically just a Nintendo Switch. Way back in the 90s. Not only that, I think the Game Gear was the first color handheld. If I remember correctly. On top of the fact that they were also the first ones, I believe, to use CDs. With the Sega CD on top of having the 32X. Which just turned your Genesis into a 32-bit console. But whatever. Right. Let's not forget the Dreamcast or the Saturn, which were better than the PlayStation. They existed in the same time. Although the Dreamcast could use a little bit more. They were about to be competing with the Xbox, so it was GG's anyway. Nice. Anyway, the Neo Geo Pocket Color I think is pretty good. The few games I've played here, there were some pretty good ones, namely Sonic, Pocket Adventure, and Metal Slug Second Mission. I already drank my water. I should have got another one. Another bottle. I don't know how far we're gonna go. As long as it entertains you, I guess. Or entertains me. Yeah, sometimes it goes for 2, sometimes it needs 3 of a kind. I don't know. It's odd. I'll be fine. Ever since I got sick with a regular cold, I've just been coughing. Just randomly. Just like a tickle in my throat. It was like a month ago, probably. But I do have a doctor's appointment, I believe, a couple days from now. That I totally forgot about, because I don't really pay attention to that stuff. Well, I wouldn't know if I'm dying. But anyway. Oh shit. That's unfortunate. Just a weird time, I guess. Weird, like, spring. Just sickness. No, it's not. It's not the whatever new virus or whatever they're hyping up now. I would hope not in your case either. I think it's been the same music over and over again, and I think it's either driving me insane or hypnotizing me. But it's good to hear at least. So if you're getting better, I guess that means we're finally getting another stream, huh? I guess. Well, I'm glad that I have something to talk about. I guess somebody to talk to. Are you kidding me? It's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. Gonna lose. Yep. World 3, Match 4, Round 3, Stage 4, I don't know. You can't save that. Take a look at what else got. $19.99. The peak of the Game Boy Color. I think I was saying, everybody was pumping out handhelds, and Neo Geo Pocket started as a black and white console handheld. But yeah, the Game Boy Color just kind of spooked everybody else. But I guess it was too late by then. Nintendo was already working on the Game Boy Advance, so the GBC was just a stopgap, a temporary placeholder until, you know, that comes out, or it came out. Clear, fixed, random. Alright, this is more of my speed, which is just clearing out the board. No time limit or nothing. I can guarantee you right now, the Neo Geo Pocket has Tetris. I'm switching over to that right now. Never had a handheld growing up. I didn't get a DS until... Well, never mind, I'm lying. I got a DS Lite when that came out. But I never had a handheld before that. I had home consoles. But I did play Game Boy games on my phone. It was like the beginnings of Android emulation back in the day. I guess. Kind of wondering what was gonna happen, but alright. How would I even do this? Yeah, I'm sure if you dig deep enough the archives, you can probably find videos of me playing 1 or 2 games of those on my phone. Talking 2010, 11 probably, maybe 13. That sucks. Okay, I see. I messed up. I never had a PSP. Had a friend who did. But I did get a Vita from another friend. Way later. I think around the time the Vita was on its deathbed. That's how I played. That's how I finished Persona 3. Portable for the first time. I did have the game on my phone before that. I even have a video of me playing it as I'm talking like an idiot. This is my That was my random era, just posting whatever. But I didn't start streaming until the PS4. This must have been 2016, 2015. Because the PS4 obviously had streaming capabilities. This is gonna be like a link cable thing. I don't have that, so. Very symmetrical for the people that love that, so there you go. Okay, that somehow doesn't work, I guess. I see. I see. While we're on it, honestly, what really bothers me when I do this stuff is I did it again. I was procuring new translated titles, fan translation. I like to leave it for like a month or something and just check, see what's up, see what's new. A new chance to play games you've never played before because, you know, they weren't translated before. And I realized I had a few titles missing from the Sega Saturn library. Namely the Langrisser 3 and 5. Had a special edition that wasn't in my list. My library. I do have them though. They're sitting in a folder, or in a shelf. Sega doesn't care. So I wonder if I messed up with the cataloging or adding them to the library or something. I don't know. It's just a little annoyance. Because who knows how many games are just sitting there in the folder, in their console folder that I have them on. But they're not actually in the library, so I can't see them, so I would never know. What game are you playing? I'm gonna see how far I can get on this round, match, or world. And then see if there's another puzzle game on this thing. Sure there is, and we'll play that. Probably bust a move and I'll be pissed off. But I don't think they had a Tetris. I don't think so. I would have been playing it already. Great. Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. But I can always find it. Might be something similar to Puzzle Fighter. I know the Neo Geo Pocket has Hard Fighter, which was a series of, well, trading card fighting games for the Neo Geo or SNK titles and Capcom. It was like a Street Fighter cross SNK card fighter. There's like 2 games in the series and then some. You have them in English, or they did come out in English, so might play that at some point. I guess it wouldn't be any different. Something like, oh my god. Something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably. You know, if it's a popular franchise in Japan, there's gonna be a trading card game of it. But there's only so few that actually succeed outside of, like, you know, a trading card store. I remember in elementary school I would see... I don't remember what shop I would have even gone to, but I remember seeing, like, One Piece original trading cards. And Naruto, when that was, like, still airing, I was like, holy shit. Still don't care about this series, but it's really cool to see a card game. Nah, I watched a little bit of Naruto when it was airing. Not my thing, but whatever. I think I stopped watching anime casually by that time. Ah, shit. It's over. You remember buying Shonen Jump volumes, I guess? Those still had Naruto and One Piece and Bleach chapters. Should have them somewhere. Maybe one day I'll do like a camera stream. I do have plans of buying like trading cards. I don't know what kind yet. Just opening them on stream. Alright. If you're wondering, this is the full console you're looking at right now. It actually looked really nice, really clean. Especially the color version. Got the whole, like, I want to say checkered, but look to it. Really clean, like, stick for a D-pad, too. Alright, get me off of that. My ears are dying. Okay, so wait, it is a different name. Sometimes you will run into that. Or it's like, I was trying to figure out where the hell the Japanese game is. I know this isn't an English or North American developed game, but it's just because the Japanese has a whole different name. But whatever. Cute sprites, I really enjoyed that. For what it was just very fair, I guess. 2 game modes and multiplayer. So whatever. I did play SNK Gauss Fighters. There's the card fighters. I haven't tried it. I think I played one. Might have been on a different console, but I did try playing a card fighter on a different, maybe it was a PSP, I don't know. No Tetris, that's really getting to me right now. Second game. I would just jump in the second game, but no. Any other puzzle game I can mess around. I'm not playing Puyo Puyo. Mercy. Not after Puyo Puyo 3 on the Dreamcast, and I didn't go anywhere. Magical Drop. I had this on the list. This is on the list. I don't want to alt-tab now. I don't want to look, but I think this is on the Wonder Swan. It had its own version, so I'm not playing it right now, actually. I think I played this like last month. It was a different version. I think. And I played F-Contact, never mind. There you go, 20 minutes. How long I spent on this game. See me play Cotton on this when I was playing the Cotton different versions. I do remember that. Really not another puzzle game? Interesting. Oh, there it is. Bust a move. Okay, well, got it. There you go, Taito. Now you can say I'm copying you. 1999. Survivor. Auto power off, data clear. Yeah, this probably looks really nice to you on your phone. But obviously, stretching out a tiny little screen doesn't look that great on my big-ass resolution. But this is a 2.6 inches, as it says up there. It's a pixel format, 160 by 152. I don't know why, I don't know what the hell a pixel pitch is. Oh, 0.03 times by 0.03 millimeters. Liquid crystal display LCD. LCD already putting it above a Game Boy Color. And a original Game Boy Advance too, mind you. So again, just a product of misfortune, and like wrong time, wrong place, I guess, just like Sega. This is phenomenal. So is the Wonder Swan, unfortunately, from Bandai, but you know, Nintendo just had a monopoly on everything. Well, you can see it on the big screen now. Alright, puzzle. Oh my god, this screen movement. Yeah, I've never played Bust the Move. Am I getting timed? Okay. Am I getting timed on my movement? Shit, I didn't know that. Great. Yeah, I never played Bust a Move. Just Bubble Bobble. On the NES. Oh, this sucks. Okay. I gotta play more puzzle games. I don't gotta suffer with shoot 'em ups all the time. That'd be terrible. That was not on purpose. But the controls are really nice and responsive. Especially when I played stuff like Sonic, Pocket Adventure, and Metal Slug. Even Fatal Fury, you know, a fighting game, played really well. Only 2 buttons, it's bare bones, but it is what it is. It's good for what it is. No numbers, great. Yeah, different stages. Music's a lot more upbeat. Okay, that sucks. I don't have my reticle on me. Music just reminds me of 8-bit. Of NES for some reason. I like it. But is it hurts my ears, I like it. Damn. Yeah, I really miss my reticle right about now. Select? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, now I have a reticle? What does that mean? Is it like a first level thing? Okay. It's fun. Got big blue. Hey, the reticle just goes away. Nice. Anyway, I'm gonna be honest with you. The volume was so low on your video. I don't think I remember hearing anything. That was something I kind of messed up a lot. Because I didn't really measure like the sound volume, or like not the sound volume, the sound levels on my end. I thought it was fine for what it was. And there's a lot that goes into it. PC volumes is not the same as your phone volume, and I messed up already. So when I'd be hearing things on my phone, it'd be loud and it'd be nice and crisp, but if I heard it back on my PC, it would sound really low. And that sucks. So now I just have it up pretty high. So is my voice. You don't really need to turn up your volume, I think, just to be able to hear me. If anything, I'd say I'm a little too loud. But that's better than not. In any case, your streams are fine too. It was just the 1 or 2 videos that I remember. I also thought about getting The Lion King on the PS1. It's the one I had. And just to copy you a little bit more. And then at that point I was like, well, might as well just download all the Disney interactive games for the PS1 because it's the ones I had. And not even that, I think they're also the same exact games as the PC ports or versions, which I also had, so it was more of a 2-in-1 situation. But I think at that time, I didn't really want to sit down and, like, procure the titles. So I've been kind of putting it off. What I want to do on my off time is go through my Sega Saturn library and see what other games are not on this visual library here. You know, apart from Langrisser 3 and 5. That really threw me off. The only reason I figured it is because I was downloading a translation, band translation for the 3rd game. I was like, cool, I don't have this. But then I realized I don't have the game at all. And I realized there's a 5th game too that I don't have on this list. Damn. This is tougher than it looks. Sega Saturn's really good. People say it's weaker than the PlayStation 1 when it comes to 3D and stuff, but I think it holds up pretty well. If anything, the arcade ports are miles better than the PlayStation port. Panzer Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon's Saga. I don't know why I said it like that. 2 of them are shoot-em-ups, kind of like Space Harrier. And then Saga is an RPG, which I have never played. There's a ton of good titles for the Sega Saturn. I know I don't do a good job of showing them all, but there are a lot of good ones. Because I know I play a lot of obscure BS, but even that's pretty good to play. Just the wonders of missing out on a specific console or family of consoles. Just because Nintendo pretty much had a chokehold. Which is fine. They had good games. Good first parties, and some second party support, but Sega also had really good first party and second party games. You're gonna have to run that by me again. You like, what? I gotta retitle this to handheld puzzle games, I guess. Neo Geo Pocket puzzle games. the fact that there's no Tetris puts it a little bit below the Game Boy. You know, objectively now. I don't even know how far we are. Round 9. I wasn't paying attention. But you see, if it was just a lone stream, there was nobody here talking, nothing happening, I would have just given up. After like 20 minutes of playing the puzzle link. So yes, your presence helps. Even more so than if somebody like just showed up and said something once and then just, I guess, never showed up again. Which also happens quite a bit. Not as likely as before, but it does happen sometimes now. A little bit worse than just lurking, you know? I'll try to. It also helps even more. Because nobody wants a short stream. I gain nothing from that either. Great. I would say my weakest works, creations, streams, whatever, are the ones where I just cut it short. Because it's not going anywhere, nobody's watching. And I'm not really enjoying it. Or maybe there was an error in the stream, and I just... You'll never see those. They're either deleted or privated. We're gonna be round 12. I'm gonna move on to some other puzzle. I don't know. Since we're here. Also on Twitch, but I can change the title on that anytime. Yeah, I've noticed. When you do, I'm either asleep or I just don't see it. It depends on when I open YouTube and YouTube decides to show me, hey, this person you're subscribed to is streaming right now. Because streams show up first on the feed. I know that. And like the main feed, not the subscription feed. And regardless, this is a better format, kinda. The way I make thumbnails and what, that's how I make a list. I make a thumbnail for the specific game that I picked for the console. If it happens to have a different version of a different console, then I'll play that, but when it's just a one game, like Puzzle Link was gonna be, I think it is better to just play similar games and expand the stream time, even if nobody's watching. That's something I've been meaning to do, but I just kind of forget and burn out. Because the times where I start switching games and it's just spending or extending the stream time, that's usually when people start to show up even more. Instead of just giving up in the first, like, 30 minutes. I don't even know how people find stream. I haven't checked my analytics in forever. But I do check like the basic dashboards, so I do know Click-through rate is slow. Retention's also really low. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Yeah, we probably should, to be honest. But I haven't really sat down to just look at stats, like pure stats. Great. Well, that's the cue. I have tried to make more shorts. Just, I don't record my stream, so there's no point to do it the basic way, which is just editing it yourself. I gotta rely on YouTube's terrible remix function that only works on your phone. And it's bugged now too. They haven't fixed it where I can't do a zoomed out like full screen short because it comes out wrong. They haven't fixed it, so. Is there anything else, Survivor? Just keep going as far as you can, I guess. I don't know. You can give a shot to like all different game modes. It's always nice to see stuff like this. What was I talking about? I used to make the shorts on, you know, those automatic like AI short like creation, whatever the fucks. But then they all started to become like pay to use type of deals. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. I'll just use YouTube's native remix function. And I've been doing that for the past year now. That's why shorts are so rare for me. Also, I hate combing through my own content. I already talked about this so many times. But it's so hard to find a good clip that I consider funny or fun or enjoyable. Damn. Yeah, if I recorded my streams, that'd be something I could use. But I'm not about to waste space on all this stuff. I already need the space to record and edit like actual videos. So. I can remember that time. I haven't gone back to play it. A little hypnotic. Great. I think I'll just put Tetris after this. You want me to sit there for hours and not really do anything else? Give me Tetris. Nice. Honestly, not really. I think there's 7 responses last I checked this morning. And that's kind of the baseline of what I get usually. If I send it to people that I know watch and I know in person. But I'm gonna leave it on for a couple more days. Just maybe might be more entries next time I check. That's just wishful thinking. I know there's people that just post community posts and nothing else. And that's how they get their engagement. Wish I could do that, but not that easy. I'm also about to lose, so good job. Ah, great. I also heard people, or the algorithm enjoys making image polls. Like, it pushes that quite a lot more than anything else. But I ain't got time for that. I ain't got enough pictures to put in on that, or what am I even gonna ask? Started putting hashtags in that too. There's the regular pocket, but like I said, they kind of panicked when the Game Boy Color came out, so they kind of just rushed this one out, which I would say is a bit better than a Game Boy Color mechanically. Whatever. Yeah, I don't post on X. I used to when I first started YouTube. Maybe it was like 2012, a little later than that, maybe 2014. But then I stopped posting overall on Twitter. Now I just keep up with current events. Instagram is just there for me for, I don't know, the DMs. That's it. I haven't really looked at your socials or anything like that. If I should even show Nintendo stuff, I think that'd be illegal to certain Nintendo lawyers. Whatever. Let's go right into something. First thing I saw. ABCs don't fail me now. There we go. English or Nippon. And it is. I appreciate you sharing. If I looked at your socials, I'll go like that or something. Not that it matters. I think I have a following that's more recent than 2017. Never played this, by the way. Up that. Oh, I could have just plugged in my. You know what? Let's see. I'm gonna plug in my Sega Genesis controller. Please don't crash. Okay, it was just the game doing the demo. I was about to cry. Got the I think I talked about this. Got the 6-button pad for the Genesis. The long ass cable, so you're gonna have to give me like 10 seconds to get to the USB. There we go. I don't know why, but we're back on Sega time. Just like last time. Yeah. 1990. What a fucking jump. It's a decade since the Neo Geo Pocket. Menu. Oh, can I listen to the song? Jeez. I guess not. I wanted to listen to the track. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, all the buttons do that. Only one button. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. What? Are we matching 3? Yes. Why would we not? Sound effects are a little hypnotic. Well, there's only one button, technically. So, how hard can it be? Fell asleep playing this. Music's pretty chill. Damn. See how far I can go without, you know, losing it. There's gonna be probably real soon, actually. Yeah, real soon. Yep, real soon. This just reminds me of, what was his name? Damn. Was it Midas? Holy shit. Oh god, it's this. From Tetris. Well, now we're definitely not going anywhere. This track reminds me of Mido's track. He's the guy that fuses your demons in Shin Megami Tensei. And the track that plays is just like this. It's like a very, it's a very organ style. Shit. Never mind, it worked. Little track. Got remade for the SMT4 and SMT Apocalypse. I gotta play Apocalypse on stream. I know we beat SMT4 all the way through on the neutral ending. And I promised I was gonna play the DLC, but I never did that. That's just how I roll. But if I do play Apocalypse, I will most definitely play that DLC. I also haven't forgotten about Fire Emblem DLC. Not that there is much. We played it. But I didn't forget about playing the post-game either. I have the game still on my wish list or favorites, so I can get to it quickly. I just really haven't found the time. I guess once we're done with Fatal Frame. Guess so. I have a lot of projects from way back when that I never finished. That was the D-pad. Yeah. Like Persona 3, I never finished it on channel. That was more of a difficulty thing, though. I also never beat Metal Gear Solid 2 on the channel. Even though I kept saying I was going to do that. And I wanted to beat Ninja Gaiden Black, well, the modded version of Sigma, but I never did that either. Because I thought I was going to make it a one-off, like every other week, but then I forgot. Oh, yeah, I'm never getting to level 7. I can't handle super fast puzzle games. Once we get to this level in Tetris, I'm already, like, tapping out. Yep. Yep. Somehow it all works out. would say Sigma is the inferior way of playing the 3D games. The first two. Because it's like, yeah, it adds like new content, I guess. New chapters, new gameplay with other characters from DOA, but is that really worth losing other content and like game direction and difficulty in the process? You know what I mean? Because Sigma 2 is way easier than 2 original, and that's one I had on the 360. And I had the original Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox when it came out. And then I got Ninja Gaiden Black when that came out on the Xbox. The one you've seen me probably play on this channel has been a mod, which brings back all the missing features and makes it a little bit more like Black, which is the definitive way of playing the original. So after, I guess, 30 years of playing the damn game, almost, I'm glad to say I wouldn't get destroyed like you. But it is hard. Even now, I'd probably struggle playing very hard or Master Ninja even. That'd be hell. It'd be pain. Alright, that's as good as you're gonna get from me, honestly. Getting a little too fast by the end. I'm not dumb. Get me out of here. How do I get to the menu? By pressing the big old reset button on the console. Or you... What am I saying? I've always seen columns. Never played it. I like to jump to 3. I sure hope there's no 2 that I'm missing. Anyway, Ninja Gaiden 3D is a unique kind of experience. It's not impossible, but it's not super easy. The first boss, as you saw, I've fought a billion times by now, but even on very hard, I still struggle to get past it. It's a bit of a filter. You just gotta... It's the major player filter, honestly. If you can get past that, you can probably learn well enough to get past the whole game. Kind of how that goes. Yeah, pretty much. Did play a little bit of Thunder Force. Pretty good shoot 'em up. Pretty unique gameplay, I guess. Why do I not see Tetris? It's probably got a whole different name. That bothers me. Sega Tetris. Played it before. Not as good as the NES version, but I kind of played it. Play Sonic Spinball. I would like pinball like that. Got one more out of me because head's starting to kill me. What the fuck? Oh, I was looking at... No, I'm not. What? Am I crazy? I could have sworn there was a Tetris game for the Genesis. I could have definitely sworn that there was. Am I really missing titles overall? Really doing this? Real angry at this point, because that means I don't have to go through each and every single one of my libraries and check thousands upon thousands of titles one by one just to make sure I'm not missing anything. That would really, really ruin my day. Guess we're playing on the Sega Saturn. I was playing Sakura Wars. There you go. Still in the process of beating it. That's what's next on the list after Front Mission 3. Also a great game. I just really, really don't want to have that feeling of the fact that I'm missing something is a really bad feeling when it comes to this. It's like wanting to have a full collection of, I don't know, every N64 game, but you realize you're missing a few. But there's already so many, I guess, titles in your shelf. You don't know where to start. Other than going one by one. Yeah, knowing. I went a little too far. Let's see, I think they're kind of the same exact thing, just one's a Japanese. But yeah, it is what it is. What I would like to do. Just have nothing but games. Because you never know when they're going to go away. A lot of them are, actually. So, there's that. Yeah, I got that for the Dreamcast. Obviously, I have to have it. There's another version too, Sega, or not Sega, Tetris 4D, I think. You can always try that as well. Got a great soundtrack. We've played it before, I think. We'll finish off with that one. But I could have sworn there was a Genesis Tetris. If not, it was just a Saturn game. Versus. Gotta use start. Kidding me? Alright, whatever. Damn, perspective is not that great. Terrible start, but whatever. Oh man, Sega Saturn's like early 90s. Well, I guess, you know, PlayStation times. Up until maybe 99. I don't think this lasted past 98. That's Sega Saturn time, or Sega Dreamcast time. It's a series of bad luck positions. I had waited a little bit, but I'm not the kind to just put random shit anywhere. That was okay. I didn't go all the way. Bit of a delay when you hold the D-pad, so I'm trying to do that. Trying to make it go all the way fast enough, but it takes like a second or two. Oh. Well, I would say it's more of a game thing. Like, clearly it wants you to, like, slowly, like, tap the button. Because when I hold the D-pad to go one side or the other, it slides once and then it, like, registers that, oh, it's a hold to go fast type of thing. If that makes any sense. That's why you see me doing nothing but, like, tapping motions. Shit. Not a smooth game overall. Honestly. I don't think the monkey helps. Well, shit. Well, shit, it didn't even spin fast enough. Yeah, it doesn't spin fast enough once you hit the other blocks, so whatever. That's unfortunate. Get me off this controller now. Only using it because, well, right now, because Sakura Wars is on the Saturn, so I gotta get a similar pad, you know, be immersed. I beat Breath of Fire, the Super Nintendo pad. With the times of 1994 or whatever. Not a great Tetris player. I'm decent. Alright, well, you know what, I'll end it with good old Nintendo. Just pretend that I this button. I think. I hope. Just pretend I'm plugging in my NES. Real quick. Never be too careful. They're the ones that are really up everybody's ass when it comes to this kind of thing. And I would say maybe Square Enix too. They're also anal about anime and manga because they do have their own like publishing firm. Unfortunately. But I don't think Sega really cares. Sony lost their fucking lawsuit. They can't really say much. They can eat shit. And Microsoft is non-existent, so the gaming race at this point. They care. That it matters. I don't think they even know about the Xbox emulator. Alright. The guy is pretty chill. 1987. Or 89, I guess. The original was 87. Yeah? Oh, there's no title music. You're recording on a PlayStation. Does it happen if you're like offline? I don't remember that happening to me with the games I played. I mean, I never cared to stream Persona 5, but still unfortunate. Don't mind the achievements. They're a little broken. This always happens every time I get on here. Probably turn them off for this game. But yeah, I was so glad seeing Tetris Effect has like a stage like this, like a classic stage with a classic theme that you're listening to right now. I was just a little disappointed that you couldn't play multiplayer with it. Multiplayer in Tetris Effect just has the one stage, which is really boring. But I was not too loud right now, though. Really like this Tetris as well. But it's very... It does sound like Christmas music, don't it? I would have said more Russian type music. Forgot the name of the track. I remember seeing like Tetris championships of this game still being played. I think it's pretty fun the way they do the thing or how to play. Like they grab the NES pad a certain way. Not the way you'd normally play it either. They would tap the pad to make like certain sensors do stuff. Very intricate. Very unique. And it like helps them go faster and whatnot. Once the higher levels start kicking, I think the levels don't change automatically. I think you have to manually set it to what you want. So I can go do that. Yeah, I'd imagine they're still doing them. Last I checked, or last I looked at Tetris Championships was many years ago. Oh, levels do go up. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of other Tetrises I've played where the levels don't automatically go up. And it's more of an endless, like, pick your level type of thing. But yeah, very smooth music. Even if it is a nutcracker. Yep. As fast as you see me playing, this is as fast as I'll ever go. Once we get to like level 6 or whatever, I'm gonna have a hard time. Also struggle like placing the blocks after they've been set down and then changing them around. Forgot what that's called. I don't think you can do that here, though, so I don't think it matters to... This is the original, so once you place it, it's placed. Oh, I'll try. Anyway... I was trying to figure out what game to add. I said I'd just put the stuff that I would like to go back to. I was gonna put Ninja Gaiden Finish. I think I did, actually. Or maybe I didn't. It was either that or Metal Gear Solid 2 Finish. Because I know the game's like the back of my hand, but I never played them on stream to completion. So I wanted to do that for both of them at some point. Oh my god. And for Senran Kagura, I figured I'd stop with a spin-off, or start with a spin-off and then move on to the final game in the story or whatever. Because I think the last game was a remake of the 3DS game, if I remember correctly. But I couldn't figure out what other game to add, so I just added suggestions, which nobody ever does anyway, so I don't know why I keep adding it. And I was spinning my wheel to figure out a game. I didn't want to play an RPG or a visual novel, and that was like 90% of my options. Even now, I forgot what I even put down. But yeah, whatever wins, we're doing. That's about it. That's all I had. Who knows, maybe in the interim I'll see whatever you're playing and just copy that or something. Yeah, can't change mid fucking drop. I could have, you know, rotated the eye piece, could have done it, but yeah, if it's a visual novel, I've already played through one before. Nobody watched it, but I did. And I read the whole entire thing. I believe it was called Something in the Rain. Pretty good story, really short. But that's the thing, it was short. So I could actually go through the whole thing in one sitting and read it out loud. I don't think I did too bad. But with Corpse Party, I do have the PC version and second game. But I don't want to suffer. Not right now. Suffer mentally. Oh yeah, I was thinking of Dino Crisis, but then I realized that the first game is just Resident Evil with extra steps, so again, I don't want to suffer, but this time mentally, brain-wise. I did get far enough, maybe like a couple hours before, but it's still puzzle-filled, and I'm not sure that's gonna be any fun to watch. It's like, I gotta reset, I will do it real quick. I wanna get a different song. I also wanted to play, or I guess continue, because I started for like 20 minutes, Wind Waker. But again, that's just a puzzle-filled fest of brain thinking, so I don't think that'd be very fun to watch. Like, I got stuck, maybe... You know what, we'll switch Tetrises. Real quick, that'll be the last one, I promise. So much to talk about that I'm already losing sight of what the hell I was trying to say. But yeah, I did start playing Twilight Princess a long time ago. That's probably unlisted, I think, or maybe I made it public again, I don't remember. But I didn't finish it. I finished it on my own, with the help of a brother of mine. We'll talk about this game after that, but... the last part, I got super stuck in a fucking puzzle. It wasn't even a puzzle, it was just, how the hell do I get up on the thing I'm supposed to go through? I didn't figure it out. I just gave up, and I finished it on my own. With help and a guide. So that's just not fun to watch or to play. And the entire game was just puzzle-filled, so I didn't really have a good time with that, but the story and the graphics and the gameplay wasn't as bad as that aspect, so I enjoyed it, at least. But yeah, one thing at a time, this is the Tengen unofficial Tetris version, which is better than Nintendo's version. So go figure why they wanted to have this scrubbed off of the NES. Guy plays the Kirby Birds. That's like 75% of the way through. So good job. You were close, at least. Maybe you'll finish it someday, hopefully, because it's pretty good story-wise. And it definitely plays a little bit better than most Zelda games, which I believe have the worst control schemes ever for an adventure game. But yeah, what I said. Tengen is... They didn't have the license to make this, but they did it anyway. Tengen being like a subsidiary of Atari, I think. But it is better than the base, even if I think the original NES Tetris is more iconic and fun. This one is, you know, better mechanically, because it also has 2-player modes and more music. So, I listen to it. Oh, level. My bad. Holy shit. No handicap. Here we go. This is the one we were listening to, and they do give you the name too. But Parasite Eve, I have the video on the Halloween playlist. I think it was the first Halloween we did, or the second one. I don't remember. Damn, can I sit here and talk? Keeps reverting back to the title screen. But yeah, hello Nick. I'm in the middle of like 3 tangents. How did we get here? Parasite Eve, I played 30 to an hour of it. It was pretty good. I played what I didn't know was connected, the 13th birthday on the PSP. That was like the final game in the, I guess, connected universe of Parasite Eve. That was really good too. I should play that again, but I like to save horror games for Halloween. Not counting Fatal Frame. Alright, finally. I like this one. This is fine too. We're gonna go with that. I think the blocks in the original NES version are better. It just looks better. Or, you know, more clean, I should say. And I don't know what the hell the thing on the right is. Them turning gray is really a little off-putting. Like I said, there's so many, like, offsets, I guess. Positives. Damn, can I get something else? Great. I should have upped the level. A little too easy right now. And you've never seen it too. This is also the Tetris that has like the special like interlude cutscene, I guess. You see the Russian dancers coming out. I think that's pretty neat, pretty fun. I think we just need more lines. Yeah, it's based on lines. So the more that we get, and I'm already messing up, by the way. The higher we go. Unless it's a multiplayer thing, which I don't think so. Once the dancers start coming out, that's when the level changes. I should have just upped it, though, because it is pretty easy right now. As in, a little too slow. Not that I'm performing really well right now. Different. A little lag spike, I don't know what the hell happened. Microsoft is doing some shit in the background. Could be 20 lines, I don't know. I just know that I gotta stop messing around and, you know. Okay, they didn't give me a second to move it. Whatever. Now we can move it up a little bit more. I'm not seeing like actual lag, like internet lag. I'm seeing there's like a little like stutter on the PC, so I'm assuming something happened in the background. And you're still talking to me, so the stream's not down. Alright. This definitely sounds like an NES soundtrack. I like that. For as much as it makes my ears bleed when I listen to chiptunes and 8-bit tracks overall, even some 16-bit tracks, I really love the way the NES, like, everything is, like, visually, audio-wise, all of it. All the games just look really pretty to me. As much as I like the Master System, it's not on par with this, unfortunately. And any other 8-bit console, maybe the MSX, also isn't on par with this. What else? I guess the SG-1000, but that's a little bit before this one's time. Nothing really captures the NES, the Famicom, like, I guess, aesthetic. I don't want to be that guy, but that, yeah. Can I get something else? We did play Paperboy too. Long time ago. Got to see the Grim Reaper. Could put more effort into that too. That would have been a great clip. I made it a clip. It just wasn't as great as I thought it would have been, or should have been. I haven't played that either. The only game in the Kunio-kun verse I've played was the fighting game, and that was a ROM hack of sorts. That was a homebrew game. Which did have pretty good music, so go figure. There's a ton of games in that Shared Universe 2 anyway. I thought it was just like River City Ransom and River City Girls for the Switch, whenever that came out. No, there's like a billion games across different systems. I think even the dodgeball game is part of that universe. Yeah, probably. Well, you have a laptop. So I guess that's where you're doing all the work, really. It's worth it to expand, I guess, to the Famicom. Really don't give you a chance, huh? Can move at all. Alright, what if I... you go back? Can't. What's screenplay? I'm gonna try verses. I think that'd be faster to see the dancers on that. Level 4. Maybe that. Yeah, AI. Who would have thought? It's worth picking up the game just for multiplayer Tetris, if you want a classic NES Tetris. Because I could have sworn the original did have co-op, but I was wrong, or multiplayer. One of those, misremembering things. Right. Yeah, what a track. Shit. Oh yeah, we're getting close. Unfortunately, I'm getting nothing but garbage. Yeah, that, you know. I gotta sit here and watch the CPU, huh? And that's something. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Just have to wait a little bit. Yeah, the music changes, the I guess, speed of the music. Shit. Keep getting the same thing over and over again. Okay. I couldn't drag it all the way in time. I don't know, I'm not the type that, like, looks at what's coming next. I just kind of see what's dropping and then go off of that. I know it doesn't really help at all, especially when it gets super fast. But I just ain't got time to be looking and, like, calculating. The shit's going at like 1,000 miles per hour. But I guess I'm not slow either. I just keep getting nothing but L's. Literally. Gotta give it a second, I think. The AI is so slow, they're never gonna get to like 20 lines or whatever it is you need to progress to the next level. How the hell do I... Okay, A and B, I guess. It's such a great song, too. Now, I've seen Puzzle League, I just never played it. Played Stadium. I miscalculated. Really not doing too well, huh? Get anything. Same two pieces. Okay. Reset me real quick. There we go. CPU sucks. I haven't done anything. Oh. How the hell did we change the level? I've played this multiplayer enough. I know that it does happen. We just need 25? I don't know. Maybe we were just too good playing multiplayer, and the CPU is just super slow. I don't know, it's not a great night for puzzles, I guess. Great. I didn't think that through. Or that. Get anything else. That works. Great. Why does it go so fast when it's at the top? I don't have time to move. Okay, there's gotta be a pattern. I've gotten the same exact, like, 3 pieces at the very beginning. Like, 3 times now. That was my fault. Didn't really think that one through. Well, 32 lines is insane, but I guess we are level 4. And this happens every time you go up a level, too. It's too bad you'll never see it from me. Right now. I gotta lock in and get that one more time on my side. I can quit getting these L's. I can quit getting these L's. Anyway, getting lines isn't so hard. I keep getting Tetris. Oh, I guess it's just a slow day. I'm getting messed up all the time. Come on. I think all that puzzle wobble will get in my brain. Whatever creature is in the Bust-A-Move cover of, I think it's the Saturn version of, or another one. Got into my mind and now we're losing horribly. I didn't mean to do that. I thought I could quickly shuffle it around. I'm gonna have to reset. I'm getting a dancer one way or the other. See, it's the same exact 3 pieces, and I messed it up. So, yeah. Wrong perspective, that's on me. A little too right. Almost messed that up by going a little too fast. Could've waited too. Oh well. Great. You know what? I'll count it. Whatever. I don't know if these are different too. Seems like it, obviously. Alright, that was pretty good. Bad, been here for like 2 hours maybe? Better than most days. Not gonna lie, you know what, let the music play. You know what, leave. I think this is the button. There we go. So yeah. Always great. As you just sit here, lose yourself in some of these games. I don't know what I'm about to do now. Probably, I don't know. Nothing's happening, I'll go through my list, see if anything's missing, and do that, so. It is 10:30, so I guess... night then. Edit some stuff. Well, look forward to unrecorded Final Fantasy VIII, I guess. Yeah. get better, I guess. Good night. Anybody else watching? No. Hope you had a good time. Until next time.